Hi, my name is Shelby Dahl. I am from the Wichita, Kansas area, grew up in small town Kansas, and I've lived there my whole life. I couldn't dream of being anywhere else, really.
So how did you get involved in writing?
Writing, I remember I wrote a horse story when I was probably in third grade, and then I did not like writing after that. Until I was a very angsty teenager, and it helped me to cope with the big angsty emotions of being a teenager. And I told myself that I would turn them into poetry one day. And well, years go by, and you don't do anything with it, and it just sits on a shelf or in your brain or in a Word document. And having a little more life experience and being a little less angsty as an adult, stepping away from my big kid job and taking kind of a mental reset, I got to read more, and getting back into reading helped me realize I had these story ideas that I never saw through, and I started taking them a little seriously, and I doubted myself because I wasn't great in the English classes, and I didn't like writing papers in school, so I didn't think it was for me. I figured I would just write something and maybe not see it through, whatever happened would happen. And I had my sisters-in-law and some of their friends that were pretty much the perfect demographic for Hopeton horror. And so I let them read a way too early draft, and they said, "Shelby, you need to do this. You need to see it through." And I listened, which I'm very glad that I did, because I get in my own way constantly. I will never get out of my own way, and having someone in my corner telling me, "You need to do this," is the kick in the butt that I needed, and I wouldn't have been able to give myself. So not having a great background in writing doesn't have to stop you, but knowing where you're weak will help you know where to look for professional help or where you need to spend more time honing your craft if you can't get into the professional help. So,
Where did the idea for this book come from?
the hitchhikers maybe escaping inmates sign outside of Alva, I don't know what it was. I first passed that sign late teens, early 20s. The first time my husband's family came down here with me, saw the sign, I laughed, because why would you need a sign for that? And driving through Hopeton for the first time, I don't know what about it, but just that tiny town, and I thought murders could happen here. And one of the scenes from the book unfolded in my head, a scene that almost didn't make it into the story, but it's in there, and I wanted to pay tribute to small towns, because I love small towns. Everybody talks about escaping a small town, but you can still find greatness there.
Okay. How do people, can you tell us a little bit about your book? What kind of...
It is a thriller with no spice romance. I can't write spice. So there is explicit stuff, but it's more the thriller, the murdery, hands-on killing. And then there's some kissing, and it doesn't get explicit for any of that. It is a standalone, so nothing will ever be related to it. And I wanted it to pay tribute to the towns that inspired it. It is based in a fictional version of Alva, Hopeton, and Winoka. It pays tribute to real places like the movie theater and a bar and grill in Winoka, but it is not factual in any way, shape, or form. It is dark. I have been told that quite recently. It is very dark, which is how I intended it to be, and sometimes I forget how dark it is.
Okay. And how would people get a copy of this book?
I do a lot of in-person events, but paperback and ebook are online anywhere books are sold. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, pretty much anywhere you can look it up, and any bookstore should be able to order them in. Hardcovers are exclusive through me.